Alright. I'm trying to figure out how important the tungsten being smooth and round and all that is. And everybody has to say that this goober on the end or some stuff on the end of it is not good. So a lot of them say that you need to get rid of that. So I went to, yours truly that seems to have every kind of ridiculous kind of thing that nobody else has. I got one of these companies. It's going to be backwards for you guys. It also comes with this stone here, which I'm not going to use it. I'll probably put it somewhere and not know where it's at. So I ended up getting one of their cheap warrior fingers, and I burrowed the hole out of the center, and I think it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's got a little shake to it, but it's pretty close. And it's tightened up in there. So, yeah, not saying the arbor isn't wiped out. So, I don't know if I can make some sort of something out of it. But a lot of them said you got to break this stuff. This looks like regular rod, so I don't understand where. Oh, we're talking about the tungstens. Never mind. So, anyways, I got some tungstens. And I was showing them in the last video I had. I just don't remember where I put them at. Here they are. Alright, so they said that you need not groove the thing, not groove it a certain way. These opened up pretty good last night. Yeah, there we go. So you cut them in, a lot of the guys have been doing it for a while. They cut them in half. So you have two tungstens instead of one, and then they sharpen them. So you can sharpen them like this, rotating. And of course the grinding wheel is going to go like this. I'm going to have to do it like that. So thinking about making some little block with 3 little holes in it that I can use this to sharpen them in. But you can't just sharpen them like this. You got to rotate them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys are actually having their their drill, rotated in their drill to sharpen them with. So they also would measure between them. So if this is 6 7/8, somewhere in this neighborhood will be the halfway point. Let me give you a little. Alright, so there's my mark for my halfway point. I got that established. Alright, I gotta figure out where my drill is. You know, because this place just gets more of a mess. My son keeps reminding me how much of a mess it is, but I don't know where the drill is at. Somebody could have come and borrowed it. Somebody's pretty good at coming down and grabbing a tool and walking the opposite way with it, and then not bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, anyways, I am not. My driver's over there, and my drills are nowhere to be seen here. Except for, get the big one. This one makes you work out, right? Gives you a workout. Hold on to the big one. Alright, let me get a battery. And them disappeared too. We got quite a number of them, and they still disappear. They still disappear. No. That's the impact hiding underneath there. I'll be looking for that someday too. Alright. So they said to go like this. Get this guy in here not crooked. That's why they have smaller drills for. So I have to deal with the weight. The weight of it. The weight of it all. Alright. Turn the grinder on. Get it in the... Okay, so I'm on the wrong end, of course. Well, it looks pretty good, except for it took a while to sharpen it. You know what I mean? So you can use that same tool to cut it and then break it. You do have some sort of breaking tools here. Alright, there you go. There's one little guy. Little guy. And like I said, like break it all the way around, grind it around, and then break it off. And then you got another one to sharpen up. Best to grind it all the way around, they said, because what happens is if you break it in the middle, it'll could send up showers of crackiness. Another pointed one. And they also said point quite a few of these guys, because if you're dipping, it'll keep you from being upset trying to sharpen another one. This works pretty good, because this stone here, that stone there was only $10. $10 for that this guy, and it comes with two. This works. I'm gonna go back and grab a few of them because it's a bigger disc than the small thing that they want $30-some for, and then you got to have a Dremel on it. So this is pretty much, you know what I'm saying? I can bolt some sort of, it's got 2 screws on each side of it. It can be set up as a stationary thing. I just got to make a thing on top of it to put my tungstens in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I got one more left in the chute that I was supposed to take and sharpen too, but I can do that afterwards. But that's what was going on. That's what's going on so far with the learning of this stuff. They said use a smaller doodad in there. Now the sets I got have some smaller doodads, but I don't know. This is pretty long compared to the other doodads I got. You know what I'm saying? Because this one is just as long as that one. So let's see if we get this guy through. Put this guy through and see how far she sticks out that guy. Oh, not that bad. Not bad at all. It's probably why they tell you to measure them in half, right? It's still sticking out there a bit, but I'm going to try it like that. I'm going to try it like that. So it comes with all the rest of this gadgetry that most of the time I wouldn't use, but somebody might. And these things, you have to come down with a little tiny stubby one too. But the problem with that is my torch setup is way too big in the first place. You know, I got that whole long handle thing that I'm going to try to figure out how I can downsize that. You know what I'm saying? But how I can downsize that old mess. I don't think I can though. Alright, so we'll just take and grind this one off. And then bust the rest of it off. So when you do that to that, it keeps the shards from breaking up the deal. All right, so we got a few of these. Oh, ooh, don't do that. Let me tell you that just frequently after that, it's still hot. Just so you know what I'm saying. And this is my welding rod, so it should be cooled down by now. Whew. Yeah. All right, so I got 3 of those. I got one in the gun. All right, let me get myself set up here to do something. So I gotta cut this metal into another piece so I can get you guys ready. All right, so we're back. I had to do a few things I had to get done, but you would think it's probably 5 minutes. But anyways, so I clean up 2 more pieces of metal. Got my tungsten ready. A lot of the questions is when people were saying is you better know how to run beads. Should be doing lots of puddling first before you even learn how to add the filler rod. And I'm sure if I remember back in high school, that was one of the things that was said a lot. So you got to do that with regular old torch and rod. So one thing's going to be different today versus last night. I got my shields cleaned, changed out on my helmet, so I may be able to see. So we're just going to ticky-tacky this, run the weld, see if it does any better. It's like maybe I can see now. Guys, got a nice sunny day outside. You guys can't make it out in here, but you can't tell from outside. All right. Knowing these things give me such a sunburn. Probably have my jacket on since I have one. And it still fits. And so I might as well use it. Keep myself from getting sunburned on my arms. At least. I'm not into, especially with this one here, I'm not into it too much. Wearing gloves with this torch the way it is, being such a weird one to run with such a, fighting the hose inside. as it is. There's some hose in here. It sure gives you a lick for your money. A run for your money, I guess, is what I really want to say. So you got to turn your gas on a little bit. And let's get some. See, this is a scratch arc slash whatever, but if you let it run for long enough, it'll shut the gas off. Unless you want to manually shut it off. I did notice that about other people talking about their equipments. I can say that I see much better in this helmet when it's going. And you guys can actually see maybe this time if I put that clamp back a little bit farther. I'll move that clamp back a little farther. Y'all can see maybe a little bit. There we go. Except for now it's lifting it up on me. Well, maybe that's probably best. It lifts it up for me. All right, here we go. I like it better laying down though. Not sure why though. Maybe because I'm lazy. Can't hold it up. You know, you should turn it down. Let's go down to 60. 60. These things get warm very easy. Get warm very easy. Yeah, it's not very wide, but what do you think of that? I can't see with nothing. Nothing. And I get a little bit of that stuff on there. Remember how that said, if I get that little bit of stuff on there, it starts to act funky. And that's what it's doing. Yeah. I can't see it all. Yeah. Get a little short on that. You can weld those guys together if you're aware of that. Oh, fiasco. Yeah. I don't know what the discoloration is though. I didn't hear any of that. But let's see if I can zoom you in a little bit. Can I? Is this zoom? Nope. Nope. No zooming in. Not on this way. Alright. Let's change out the I think I'm getting a little better at it because the helmet's clean and I've been practicing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of practice. A little bit of practice. You want to see me get really bad, get me on a live camera. Get me on a live camera and then watch me. I think it's going. Got to be a little less jumpy with the torch. If you happen to catch that. Alright, let's get some more rod. They also said you don't need such a long rod. It makes the jumpiness of holding that rod up in the air. You don't need that long rod in there. I don't remember hearing that before. So, yeah. So let me get that grinder over here. Where do I put it? Slash tungsten sharpener. And let's cut that guy in half. You know, I mean, it's what, 60 inches long? 36. Have a 36 is 22. 18. Yeah, 18. Hello, 18. So then you don't have the heaviness of that whole thing out in your way. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to keep doing that. All right, let's finish this guy up, and then yeah. Pretty thin. That's what you want. I'd rather have them be a little wider, but you know what I'm saying? The other option I should do is do a little bit of running puddles. that really didn't fill the beginning of the very beginning filled that in, but towards the end here, nada. So, and that was crappy. So, what was the other thing? Oh, I'm supposed to take and run some puddles, but he said you got to clean this off really super glued, really glued. So, you know, don't need to see me clean that off, do you? Most of the time, people don't need to see me clean that all off. Clean the end of it off a bit. All right, so we got it cleaned off. Thinking I probably will get another tungsten in here, because I might as well give myself a fighting chance of running some puddles without the junk, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I noticed the last one was sticking too far in there. There we go. Alright, so we're just going to run some puddles along there and see how we do with that. Thought I'd bring you along. Anybody know why it's acting like that, though? Because it don't have the gas on? I don't have the gas on. Alright. A little crooked. You get one between these two guys. There you go. That's official My Puddles. It's official My Puddles right there. First time I've actually done puddles. Well, I might have done some before. That one there, not too bad. That right there, don't forget to put your gas on first. These guys, not too bad. Could be a little wider. Be more of a C. Don't be in a hurry, kind of thing. That one there, not too bad. All right, that's what we got for this one.